back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Those Super Bowl hopes that they had really dwindling now here in the fourth quarter. And that NFC crown that they got 2 weeks ago seems like a distant memory as they have been outplayed tonight. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 37. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
At the 44-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brees out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Come on, man.
Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty is a result of that hit there.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
On 2nd and 11 now. Brees over the middle. It's Jared Cook. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
And he finds Cook. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
That's caught. It's Thomas. And the Saints are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. That is caught. Traquan Smith. Touchdown Saints. Touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Saints get a bit closer.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
Will Lutz to kick off for New Orleans.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
At their own 7-yard line.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. Drew Brees in the offense. Down by 11. A minute 44 to go. They've come so far this year, but they need 2 quicks. And, oh, we've seen it all now. It's a fake. Oh, and this turns into a mess as it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
The pass on the fake punt.
And now hang on here. The door, can you hear it? It's a little open.
Or is that the squeaky hinges that I'm hearing right now? Yeah. Yeah, the door.
Is that too high pitch?
No, not at all. The door is open a little bit. It's almost like when you told those horror stories on the camping trip, right? And now, look out.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit different look on the game at this point.
Big momentum swing here in the fourth on the punt fumble. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. It's a gain of 9 yards.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1 yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 1 yard line.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. From the end zone, Watson. Screenplay, Johnson. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. So look at this. They'll go for a field goal now to get within a score. Just to get it back to a one-score game. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Now Watson. Flushed out right. Looking deep for Adams. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it with Henry. In trouble and a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. And the New York Jets have won the Super Bowl.